Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel in Economist. Today let's talk about the 10 principles of economics. This is going to be our first lecture on microeconomics lecture series. Now firstly let us understand why do we need the 10 principles. Suppose for example someone asks you to build a house, right? You want to build a house. Then what do? Firstly, you have to build up a strong foundation, right? You have to build up a strong foundation for your house on which your house can stand properly, right? You have to build up a strong foundation. You can take this analogy here as well. So this 10 principle acts as a foundation on which your complex analysis of economic topics stands upon, right? So this is the essence of why we are learning about this topic in the first place. Now let's jump into the topic. Firstly, we will understand the origin of the term economy. The word economy comes from the Greek word oikonomos, which means one who manages a household, right? One who manages a household. Now, this might seem a little peculiar to you that we are trying to define the word economy, but we are saying that one who manages the household, right? So there must be some connection between economy and the household. Let us understand what is the resemblance between the household and the economy. Let us take a singular household and suppose that this household has only 3 members, right? Suppose this household has 3 members. Now, these 3 members of the household must decide upon certain aspects. What could be that? Firstly, they have to decide that who will cook the dinner for the household. Second thing, they have to decide that who will do the laundry. And the third thing, they have to decide that who will drive the family car, right? So there could be multiple such decisions that a household has to decide upon. Now, what will the household see? They will choose the individual who cooks the best and give the task of cooking the dinner to him. Suppose your mother cooks the best dinner. So, the household will decide among themselves that your mother will cook the dinner every day. Suppose your father drives car very well. So, they will give the task of driving the family car to your father, right? So, in this fashion, as a household, they will try to maximize the outcome of the job, right? They will try to maximize the efficiency of their job by deciding among themselves who can do the job the best. The similar thing happens for the economy as a whole. If you think of an economy as a whole, then they also have to decide on some things. What could that be? Firstly, they have to decide what jobs will be done and who will do them. Second thing is that how to allocate economics resources properly. Third thing could be how to allocate the produced goods and services. So these are the prime economic questions that every economy needs to deal with. The firstly, what to produce. Second thing is that how to produce, and the third thing is that for whom to produce. What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, right? These are the 3 basic economic questions that every economy tries to find an answer for. So from this discussion, you see that household and economy share a particular resemblance in terms of the decision making, right? In terms of the decision making on some particular aspects, right? Now let us understand why do we at all need to take these decisions, right? What is the need for the decision making? Decision making in the economy, or you can say in the household, comes from something called the scarcity, right? Scarcity in layman term is also known as the shortage. What is scarcity? Scarcity is the limited nature of the society's resources, right? Scarcity means the limited nature of society's resources, and therefore we cannot produce all the goods and services people wish to have, right? We cannot produce all the goods and services that people wish to have. I hope this is understood. That is what is scarcity. And every decision making problem in the economy crops up due to the scarce nature of the economic resources. Now, whenever we talk about resources in the economy, we particularly understand this four broad category of resources. I want you to see this. The first thing is the land, right? Land is the fixed resource of any economy, right? Second is labor, third is capital, and fourth is entrepreneurship. So in economic terminology, if someone asks you, what do you understand about society's resources? You will say there are four factors of production which are considered as resources of the economy. What are they? They are land, they are labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So there are these four factors of production that any economy is concerned with, right? I hope this is understood. Now that we understand that the economy is originated from the term household, we can move ahead and understand what is economics then, right? What is economics then? The bookish definition of economics is that it is the study of how society manages its scarce resources. I hope that by this time it is clear to you that economics is a discipline which study how society manages its scarce resources. In all societies, resources are allocated not by an all-powerful dictator but through the combined choices of millions of households and firms. So from this example, you can imagine it that economy is nothing but the amalgamation of multiple households, millions of households and firms. And that is the reason why they have some resemblance, right, in terms of decision making. The features that household has will also have to be in an economy as a whole. Okay, right. The next point says that economists therefore study how people make decisions, how much they work, what they buy, how much they save, and how they invest their savings. So all these aspects comes under the purview of economics. Also, economists study how people interact with one another, and they also analyze the forces and the trends that affect the economy as a whole, including the growth in the average income, the fraction of people that cannot find work, and the rate at which the prices are increasing. So they talk about inflation, they talk about unemployment, and they also talk about how people interact with each other, how economic interaction takes place in an economy, right? Now that we understand what is economy and what is economics concerned with, we are good to go with the 10 principles of economics. So in this particular lecture, I will only give you an overview of this, but the detailed explanation will be given in the next lecture, right? So these 10 principles are the few big ideas which guides the subject matter of economics. And the principles are concerned with the three basic questions that we need to answer as economists, right? First question is how people make decisions. And there are four big rules to guide this question. First thing is that people face trade-offs. Second is that the cost of something is what you give up to get it. Third is rational people think at the margin. And fourth is that people respond to incentives. We will understand each of them in the next lecture. The second question that we are concerned is how people interact. Economics says that trade can make everyone better off. Markets are usually a good way to organize economic activity, and governments can sometimes improve the market outcomes. The final question that we are concerned with is how the economy as a whole works. We will say a country's standard of living depends on its ability to produce goods and services. Prices rise when the government prints too much money, and the society faces a short-run trade-off between inflation and unemployment. So this is the subject matter in our subsequent lectures, and as of now you can take a screenshot of this if you want, and stay tuned for the next lecture where we give a detailed explanation of each of these principles. Thank you for your time, and if you like this video, then give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel, An Economist. Thank you.